It happened on a Thursday morning. I dropped Ophelia off at school. Normal morning, nothing out of the ordinary. But on my way back home, I had received a message. When I got home and read that message, everything had changed. That was the beginning. I was so busy trying to survive the war in the foreground that I nearly missed what was happening in the background. I remember it clearly. Ophelia looked up at me and said, "Yeah, girl children are supposed to live with their mamas and boy children are supposed to live with their dadas. Right, dada? That's not her. That came from somewhere else." If you're watching this and something in that story landed, I need you to hear something first. You're not crazy. That distance you feel growing, those words coming out of your kid's mouth that don't belong to them, that thing that you can't quite put your finger on it, that's not in your head. That's real. And you're not alone in this. I want to cover 3 things today. What parental alienation actually is, not the legal definition, the real thing. What it does to your children, because I feel like that's the most important part and no one's talking about it. And lastly, what you can do about it. Without a lawyer, without a court date, without waiting. When most people hear parental alienation, they think a legal term. Something you have to argue in court, something you have to prove. And while it does have a legal definition, that doesn't explain what it feels like to live it. Parental alienation isn't an event. It doesn't announce itself. It's a drip. A slow, consistent rewriting of the picture of you in your child's mind. And it happens in the conversations that you're not in the room for, in the eye rolls at the mention of your name, in the things that get said about you while you're not there. It starts showing up in the silences on the phone. Or when your daughter starts to look at you like someone to be managed rather than the dad that you are. None of it is dramatic. All of it is deliberate. You're not imagining it. And I know that's what you've been told. And I know that you've started to wonder yourself whether you're just searching for someone to blame for that distance you felt. You're not. That distance is being created. And the fact that you feel it, and you felt it long enough that you've gone searching for a definition for that feeling, matters more than any legal definition. So that's what it is. And here's what it does. And that is the part that most people skip. There is a part of this that nobody is talking about. All of the content online, all of the legal advice, all the resources are focused on the father, the violation of his rights, the court battles, the legal advice. And while all of that is real, that is not the most important part. What's important is that your child is being asked to carry a burden they were never built to carry. The research is unambiguous. Children who are alienated from one of their parents carry that wound into adulthood. They carry it into their marriages, into the way that they treat their children, into the way that they treat people who love them. This isn't about blame. This isn't about making your ex the villain, because I would never do that. And you shouldn't either. It's about understanding what's at stake. Because when you understand what's at stake and the effects that this has on your children, the passivity stops. It has to. Your child needs you to keep standing, not so that you can win, not so that you can be right, but she's going to need her dad to show up consistently, calmly, without drama, when it would have been so much easier to just not. And that's what you're doing. You're not doing it for you. You're doing it for her. So what does that look like? Here's what I've learned. None of what I'm about to tell you requires a lawyer. None of what I'm about to tell you requires a court date. And none of what I'm about to tell you requires the system to catch up. But all of it requires you. It requires you to keep showing up. It requires you to keep going no matter what. The men who navigate this best, and I've watched them, I've been one of them, are not the guys with the best legal teams. They're the guys who remain consistent when everything is designed to keep them inconsistent. The guys that document without obsessing. The guys that communicate without escalating. The guys that keep showing up even when it's really painful. 3 things. Document everything. Not for the case, but for clarity. Grey rock your communication. Not because you're weak, but because you're strategic. And show up consistently. To every call, to every collection, to every opportunity you get, even when it's painful. Your consistency is the message to your kid, to the court, to yourself. Here's the thing I wish someone had told me in the beginning of all of this. The men who get through this, not legally, but really through it, are not the guys who decide to figure it out alone. They're the guys who rely on other men to tell them what to expect, to sit with them in the parts that don't go in the court filing. In just under 2 weeks, I'm launching a small group for exactly that. For men who are done trying to figure this out on their own. I'll put a link in the description. That link will take you to a waitlist. Put your name on it, and I'll contact you before anyone else. If you're new to this and you're wondering where to start, then click on this video. It's my video on what to expect going into a custody battle. It gives you 5 things to do before you even get to court. And if you're in the thick of it and you just need someone to talk to, reach out. There's a link for a 15-minute Calendly call with me. You don't have to do this alone. You can see the background now. And you know what else? You're not alone in it. No more hiding.